Thank you. I think, good afternoon, all of you. Namaste. I should cover all of the issues, that's why may not be explained from my side as well. That's why I raised the issue in the two issues actually. Core objective of health system. Always I'm talking about the health system, not only health financing. Two objective. We need to improve the population health. At the same time, we need to protect people from the financial hardship. They are not competing. We need to achieve both of them at the same time. But at the same time, we are talking about the universal health coverage to improve the health service coverage. There are three components, we know that, but I am taking only two components and to protect the financial hardship. If we look at the global data, we can see in the service coverage continuously improve, but slow rate. But at the same time, financing protection is slower than the service coverage. If we do not, the financing reform is there in the globally, not only Nepal, in the global US agent will fail the financial protection. Even service indicator is improved. This is the one of the message. From 1 week ago, they published the paper, report this. At the same time, again, there may be trade-off. And the more services can increase the financial hardship if financial is not protected. There is trade-off. Several times we are talking about this. At the same time, when we increase the coverage, utilization increases, and at the same time, financial protection is weak, and more people pay from the out-of-pocket payment. And then financial reform is not the accelerated. The global USC agenda will fail. This is the conclusion I said again. If we look at the data here in the trade-off between the service coverage and financial protection, we can see the different country, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal in the South Asian country. Maybe South Asian countries slightly change the World Bank and WHO, but I use all the countries here. And in the SDG era, there are some other problems. We need to think about this if we talk about the global situation. What are the problems? Because all the goals are we equally prioritize. We focus all the goals. For example, in Nepal, we spend huge amount of money here. There is no any prioritization among the goals. We focus all of them. That's why we spend huge amount of money for that purpose. Most of the country, most of the low-income country, they spend huge amount of money. But how to finance that? Because the major problem is they have to borrow outside the country. Let us look at the interest rate. Developing country, they have to pay huge amount of interest rate, higher interest rate compared to developed country. For example, in Germany, in the only 0.8% of interest rate, they got the resources. USA, 2.5%. But let us see in the African country, 9.8% in the interest rate when they borrow the interest rate. That means it is huge. It is the unequal situation. Maybe we need to think about the financial architecture in the global, not only local. If we look at that, after that, we need to pay the interest rate, payback. And due to that, let us look at the connection. All the SDGs will focus. We need to borrow the loan and interest rate is so high, and then we need to pay the debt services, and debt services is higher than the investment in education and health. Yeah, whether it will be the sustainable or not, there is the question. Let us think different way. That is the most important in the globally. Let us go to the local. Yeah, in the local situation, that means in Nepal, yeah, there is the trade-off between the service coverage as well as the financial risk protection. Yeah, and then let us look at the this impoverishment impact due to high out-of-pocket payment here. Yeah, poverty almost 1.3% poverty increase in the among the poor, and among the non-poor also they are almost 4% are pushing below the poverty line. That's why we need to look at this. Yeah, we are using the two different data set in the 2004 and 2011. Yeah, we merge data, and then we look at the poor to poor, who are being poor to poor, who are the poor to non-poor, maybe like that. Yeah, let us look at that. These are the situation, and at the same time, universal health coverage index and health insurance. In our case, all the data I am using from the this Yanzar presentation as well. Yeah, it look at the universal health coverage increasing, but let us look at the insurance coverage also. Yeah, we can see it is increasing, but there is something fluctuation, and we need to discuss more. And the previous presentation, I think Gawali already presented this issue as well. And at the same time, let us look at the claim by the private sector and claim by the government facilities. 80% total claim. This is the government sector, and let us see the private sector, and claim in 20%, but consumed by 25%. Let us look at the differences, private sector and public sector here, and we need to think about this cost of producing services, how much for the provider side, and how much we are paying to purchase that services. That is most important. We need to compare both. Sometimes maybe we pay more to purchase the same services. Yeah, let us think different way. That is the most important from the insurance side. Yeah, at the same time, due to that factors, yeah, there are so many things. Yeah, because we pay huge amount of money to purchase the health services from the government's health services as well. Yeah, at the same time, that is why there is the huge amount of money we are paying for capitation as well. But we are paying huge amount of money for the capitation. At the same time, out-of-pocket payment is high. That is why we are talking about this is the double burden of financing, because we are paying the services to purchase the services, but there is no any impact for the household. Household also purchase the services, paying huge amount of money. Let us see the purchasing perspective, double burden of financing. Not only the double burden of disease, double burden of financing. Let us discuss different way. This is the new issue. And if the why double burden of financing? Out-of-pocket payment is high. At the same time, I already talked about the capitation and tax financing for the purchasing purpose, not only the producing of the healthcare services. And this is double burden of financing is not a scarcity problem. This is a design problem. Always we are talking about the scarcity. There is human resource and monetary and other resources are always scarce. That is that type of problem we are facing. No, this is the design problem. It is the side effect. Yeah, we need to think about this. And then And fragmented, we already talked about the fragmented healthcare system, fragmented financing in health system, and fragmented risk pooling, both. That is why fragmentation limits the risk pooling. There are so many small pools, and fragmentation creates the duplication, we know that. And fragmentation we can limits the financial protection. That is why still we have to pay huge amount of money to purchase the health services. And fragmentation reduces the allocative and technical efficiency both. And we can say system is inefficient. We need to improve the system efficiency. At the same time, fragmentation creates a double burden of financing and inefficiency. This is my presentation here. And how to solve this type of problem? Let us distribute this height, this burden over the year. This is the most important. We need to think different way. How to distribute this burden? Let us talk about this. To distribute that or to solve this problem, integrating always we are talking about this. Define the clear benefit package. And the tax financing services, and yesterday we share about this. And gradually we need to shift the higher cost and unpredictable services to pooled resources, insurance. And we need to introduce the strategic purchasing. And at the same time, we need to establish the multi-year budget commitment for the insurance. Otherwise, we cannot distribute the height of that problem. At the same time, there are so many problems. We already talked about this, and effective purchasing is the most important here. And we know that there is trade-off. I use this figure several times. In the financial protection and health improvement is the most important. There should be the balance between the trade-off between health gain and financial risk protection. This is the picture. I want to highlight this. If we start in the S1 or then G1 and then this is the circulation and the 4-quadrant diagram. Economists generally love this type of program and look at the integrated approach. How can integrate? How we can mix the insurance and as well as the government financing at the same time. This is the model. I'm not going to discuss about this. And we are installing in Nepal. Just recently, we established the Nepal Lancet Commission. I am chairing that, and we have some package of the work. We are going to do something. For example, policy recommendation and synthesizing and all the things we will do. We'll share. Maybe next this type of conference we'll share all the result. I think and in summary, spending wisely is the most important. Because most of the time we do not talk about the spending wisely. Just we want to spend. How we need to increase the capital budget. We need to increase the recurrent budget. Budget allocation. We are not talking about the budget allocation. We are talking about the spending only. And spending, high spending, 94%. Spending. We are doing very good job. That is not the right way to evaluate our system. We need to think about whether this is spending wisely or not. And at the same time, we need to think about the protection. And we need to think about the architecture of financing, not only Nepal. Let us look at how global scenario creates some type of problem for us as well. Let us think different way. There may be not only local problem, not only the local constraint, there may be global constraint. Maybe let us think positively. Let us do something. These are the issues I'm going to share. Thank you. Thank you, my side.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shiva, for being perfectly on time. Now we move to the very last session. I'd like to invite Dr. Bernd Appel to provide us with future direction